In this week's messages from the guides, they talk about the prep work that they're giving us to help us with transcending into New Earth and through the Ascension process. So, when they're giving us all this information, telling us that we need to clear what is no longer working, we need to come into awareness of where our focus is, where our thoughts are, and what we are creating, that is their way of bringing us into that awareness so that we can start to clear and make room for those activations with the DNA that are coming in from the solar flares. Because if we don't start clearing the way and watching where our thought forms are going and what it's creating, then we're not going to be able to make the jump from like the 3D to the 5D, because we need to start making that transition and get used to those higher vibration nows before that gap becomes too big for us to cross. So, for those of you that are new to the channel, I am a light worker that uses automatic writing to channel messages from my guides, and I share their messages here on this channel. So, let's just get into the reading and see what they have to say this week. Thank you. You often forget how much control you have over your life and your surroundings, as you are often in the rinse and repeat of your daily life. You create these routines and certain days for certain tasks. When you fall out of that default, you beat yourself up like you're a failure. But you forget that you set up that schedule. You prioritize those tasks. You chose how you wanted to spend your downtimes or evenings. Everything was a choice you made at one point. Then you continue to do it moving forward. You can just as easily shift or change any of it. You can loosen up your schedule. You can be spontaneous. You can change the big items in your life at any time. There are consequences and shifts that occur with those changes, but you always have the option to choose differently. Just like you currently have the option to heal and release what is no longer working for you. You have the choice of what vibration you operate at, how you respond to situations, what you learn from events that you might deem unfavorable. These are all choices that affect the path you are on in the direction you are headed. You are in the eye of the storm currently. There are a lot of things up in the air, and your options and choices make all the difference as your path starts to split and you must choose a direction. Now is the time to come into awareness. Now is the time to choose where you go next. You must do the work now, or you won't see the results. The gap between timelines will start to become bigger when we talk about the 3D versus the 5D timelines. Currently, your DNA is going through the transitions to activate and allow you to enter those higher vibrations to help you get to New Earth once the split occurs. But you still need to do the work of removing the blockages and clearing the space for these activations to do their job. Think of it as being a child and being given technology for the first time. If the child never opens the box or prefers to go watch TV or play with their friends, then those gifts and tools remain unused and serve no purpose. This is where you are currently. You are being given the tools, but if you don't make room to set them up and remove the clutter in your space, you'll have nowhere to put it. If you are too preoccupied with the stuff that you have been doing up to this point, then you'll have no time to put towards learning how to use these tools or reap the benefits. You must clear the way. You must shift your actions. You must be ready to learn and start using these new tools, or they serve no purpose and just remain unopened and lost in the chaos. What good is a fire extinguisher if you can't remember where you put it at the time of a fire? At that point, it's too late and it serves no purpose. You must set yourself up for success, clear the blockages, and start preparing for what comes next. Start to get familiar with the vibrations and get a taste of your future. Take as small of steps as you need, but still take those steps. This is all happening for you. You are helping to co-create this future. We are giving you the tools to get there. We are helping you to sort out what to pack and what to leave behind. You just need to believe you can get there and start to do the work for the creation to come to life. We can only do so much on our end. You need to do the work on your end as well. If you don't pack or prepare, then you won't be ready when the time comes. We are providing you with everything you need to get there. You just need to hold up your end of things. As your vibration rises, time will start to shift. You might find it running fast as its construct is dismantling. Don't be afraid that you are running out of time. Everything works at perfect timing. The earth will reset and clear as it needs to. This provides a space for new to grow. Though natural disasters are picking up, come not from fear of destruction, but excitement of what can be achieved in the spaces between. There must always be a clearing or removal of what is not working to make room for the new. These disasters bring something different to the surface for everyone. Notice how many pull together and create community to provide safe spaces for victims or go out of their way to help with rescue. Notice the shift in priorities as things change. Are you seeing more looting or more helping as the disasters happen? Is it still self interest or are more coming together to help? Notice where you place your focus. Notice the shift in humanity. For politics and governments, notice the blinders coming off and the recognition of what is being destroyed coming into the light. Notice the uptick of protests and people fighting against the unfair treatment of others. Sometimes you must push something into the dark so that the light can be seen better. Humans are slowly coming around and starting to come together in times of disaster. That's where your focus should be. Focus on the good and see coming out of these things. Focus on those finding their voices, helping in their own way. This is the start of the connection, as the separation was not working. Come together and help those in whatever way you're comfortable with. Be a part of the solution and part of the rebuild. Pay attention to what your body is telling you it needs at this time. The activation will affect everyone differently. It does not mean something is wrong with you if you need to rest. Think of it as a computer update. There is a period of time where the information is being downloaded, then the time it takes for it to be installed. When you're trying to run too many programs with this running in the background, it makes your computer sluggish, glitchy, and causes your normal programs to not work properly. This is your body currently, as these DNA activations and clearings are happening in the background. Sometimes the only thing you can do is rest so that the focus is only on the downloading, so that it goes through quicker and unobstructed. As we have said before, how each individual processes these downloads and what is needed on a personal level will vary. So don't compare yourself to others or assume something is wrong with you if you need more downtime, time in nature, or to be in a high vibration activity. You'll start to recognize and know what you should be doing to best help the process. It's not about pushing yourself to the point of overwhelm. It's about tuning in and giving yourself grace during this transition. There is no right or wrong. You just need to take care of yourself and what you need. Be patient and don't judge yourself. Change is going to look different for everyone. There is no comparison, as this is a new era and you are moving into. So how you respond is perfect, no matter what that might look like. You are building a new future. Your main objective is to clear what is no longer working so that you can raise your vibration to be able to join that timeline. The largest part of this task is awareness. Awareness is coming into the present moment and taking accountability for what you're doing and what your actions are creating. This is your main objective. This is how you prepare or pack for the next part of your journey. You can no longer ignore what is happening around you in the planetary shifts. So you cannot control your environment, you can control yourself and your actions. You can choose to prepare and lay the groundwork for where you personally want to be at the end of this. This is a process. It's not just happening overnight. Healing and making room for the new vibrations and codes is also a process, which is why we are giving you this information and providing you the time to shift everything. Allow yourself to come into balance and shift at the same pace. Make the transition as easy on yourself as possible. Part of evolution is growth and change. The planet is evolving. You should be as well, so that you aren't caught off guard or scrambling. This is why all these messages are coming out at the same time. They provide information so that you can get started on your end to prepare for what is to come. You could choose to ignore and wing it, but at that point it's already too late and you will have made your decision. The work needed to make the shift will become harder, as you'll need to do it while being reactive to the new environment that you are left with in the political system, affecting your survival and well-being. Like we said, it's evolution. You get to choose if you adjust or panic, making things worse and losing opportunities that you would have had otherwise. It's like waiting to be rescued and a boat coming by offering you transport and you turning it down in hopes of something else that looks how you want it to look. Sometimes you have to see things as they are and acknowledge that you aren't in control of time frames, only your actions, and take the help when it is offered. Things won't always go as planned, but they will always give you options for you to shift your course and get to someplace new. That's what these transmissions are. It's a lifeboat being sent to you. It might take longer and be hard work to row, but there is no speedboat coming, and those storm clouds on the horizon are getting closer. So you need to make a decision. Will you accept that the storm clouds will do what they do and take the lifeboat to safety, or will you stay as you are in hopes of something that might never come and miss your opportunity? The choice is yours. These times are to provide hope and an opportunity for a better life. Though things might seem bleak, you must look at the bigger picture and what is to come. You can't focus on the bad if what you want is a positive reality. Your focus creates your reality. What would you like to see instead? What would your ideal world look like? Is it coming from a place of love and equality, or is your ideal world based on your 3D morals of separation, hierarchy, exclusion, and judgment? This is how you will know if you are on a spiritual path or still working with your ego mindset. If your version of a perfect world involves removal of certain cultures, sexual orientation, skin colors, then you aren't on a spiritual path and still have some lessons to learn as you are setting up karma still. You have not healed where that hatred and seclusion is coming from. Once you recognize everyone is just a soul having a human experience, then you can understand that none of these details matter, as they are just options and lessons for experiences that individuals chose before incarnating here. The judgment of right and wrong, lesser or more important, are just part of the duality of this planet and not based on fact, and definitely don't come from love and inclusion. If you were able to see past these individual characteristics, you would come back to a soul just coming to Earth to have an experience and learn or clear lessons to have a different outlook or perspective on things. At the end of the day, everyone in a human body will be released from that vessel when they die and return to the whole to share those experiences and stories to add to the collective knowledge. Picture it as being a spy or going undercover like in your TV shows and movies. The objective is to learn, observe, and gather information to bring back and share. That's all this earth plane is. It's an opportunity to play a part, gather intel, and share with your collective so that they can understand, grow, and evolve from it. What you experience and bring back is up to you. That you had an assigned mission on what you plan to learn and changes you plan to implement. You could always go rogue, forget your objective, and choose to just blend in and not do your task. The goal is still to try to remember your task and not let the team down. You have other members who drop in to remind you of your objective, but it's still you who has free will and decides what gets accomplished and what doesn't. So the question is, will you help the collective or switch teams? Will you accomplish your goals or get caught up in the part that you're playing? Will you make a difference or just blend in? The results and how many times you have to return to try the mission again is up to you. It comes down to your priorities, your choices, and if you want to pay attention to the help and the clues that you are given along the way to help you achieve your goal. You aren't alone in any of this. Even if you feel the weight of things on your shoulder, the end goal is to make the changes needed to get the collective back on track, to remove the separation and implement love in a way that only you can. Are you up for the task? Thank you, and I will see you next week.